So I'm here like on my bed in my bedroom because I really just wanted this to be like super casual. Hang on a second. I'm gonna mute you guys because I just have to. Yeah, I just wanted this to be like super casual. I have a couple of bullet points that I want to talk about. I didn't really promote this. I didn't really talk about it. I just kind of shared it with people who may have, for whatever reason, messaged me or shared a little bit of interest in a side hustle or in some type of additional income. As I'm talking, I would love for you guys to type in questions or thoughts or whatever in the chat section at the bottom. Some people have already kind of talked or listed what they are currently doing or what they want to do, if they have an option or a side hustle or anything like that. So I would love for you to do that if you have a thought. And I really want this just to be like conversational and just like, yeah, this is my first time doing something like this. So I'm excited. So this is why I think, well, first of all, you're on here because maybe you want to grow a side hustle. Maybe you want to add or incorporate another type or another way to kind of get some additional income. Maybe you have no idea what you want to do. Maybe you just need something more, whatever that looks like. I feel like I have an avenue or an outlet for that, for whatever you're in your brain, what that picture looks like for you. So here are a couple of reasons why I feel like it is so important to do something online or to have something that is yours. And the first reason is that very thing is that it is yours. You are putting in the hours for you instead of someone else. And I can't even tell you the fire that lit inside of me was when I started having something of mine. It was just so thrilling and so exciting. And your efforts directly, associate and determines your success. And there's something really empowering about that. Second thing is everything is online. If you already are using social media, there's no reason not to do something to monetize it. I mean, we all know, like, I just went shopping online, and the first place I went to were some of my favorite Instagram bloggers. Okay, not their blogs. I didn't go to their blogs. I went to their Instagram to see, remind me where they were shopping, or that link that says shop their Instagram. That's the first thing that I would do. Macy's is going out of business. Toys R Us is going out of business. I mean, every store, not every store, but so many stores are going out of business, and so this is the time to be a part of it. And then the other thing is just the purpose. It kind of goes with the that it's your own thing. The purpose that you feel from impacting just like one person's life is so undescribable and so exciting. And it's something that I want everyone to experience because I think it's what's really lit a fire under me. We were just at a friend's house, and this is what's going to happen. I'm going to go off on these tangents like this because I don't really have like a script or a plan. I'm just kind of talking. But we were just at a friend's house and taking them a meal because they just had a baby. And they were just kind of like asking about my business. And the girl, my friend, said, Austin, how are you like handling it? She's like, I don't know how to ask, but like, how are you like handling Macy's business? He was like, honestly, I've never seen Macy so fulfilled since I've met her. And I've never heard him say that before, ever. That's the first time I've heard him say something like that. And I was like, that's exactly what it is. Like, I feel so fulfilled. It's really incredible. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story and how I got to this point, how I kind of made this side hustle into a full-time job, and how possibly it's something you could do as well. So basically, it started with just a friend of mine. She had been married for about 5 years. She'd been trying to get pregnant for about 3 years. She was in my small group. And so small group is a place where people just open up and talk about things. And she was really struggling with not getting pregnant. She was overweight. She was not healthy. She wasn't exercising. And I just said, hey, Maggie, let me just help you kind of get back on track when it comes to your health and it comes to your fitness. if anything, it'll take your mind off of just like trying to get pregnant, and you'll kind of focus on yourself. And I think it'll feel good to focus on like something different than your ovulation and all of that. She's like, okay, fine. And it really wasn't a big deal. I just typed up a similar meal plan to like what I eat. I would exercise with her a little bit, just did basic things. I would send her a couple of different workouts that she could do, even just off of YouTube. I just sent her some workouts. And she, within a couple weeks, she was pregnant, and she was pregnant for like 8 or 9 weeks and didn't even know it because she was just like so focused on what she was doing. Now, do I know? I don't know if the meal plan and the workouts did that. I think that just taking control of her body and focusing on her really helped. I'm not a doctor, obviously. I don't know, but she was a graphic designer. And she sat me down. She was like, Macy, she was like, this is what you have to do. You have to do something like this. You are missing your calling if you don't. I will do anything for you for free to make this happen. And she just lit like an enthusiasm in me that I have never had before. And in that moment, I was like, I'm doing it. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something. And I've always loved fitness, but I think in my heart, I thought it's so saturated. Like everybody does this, right? Like, why would I be different? And I read a book called Start, and it said that, he said, you think there's not room for you, but there is always room for you. And it's the way you market yourself and the way you present yourself that is going to make you stand out. And that's what I'm going to teach you as well. So I looked into different ways in building a business. Okay, I looked into making my own program. I looked into using different companies. I looked into multi-level marketing. I looked into so many different aspects. And here is the conclusion that I came to, and I think you will come to as well. Okay, number one, you do not want to go back to school and spend time and money on certifications and degrees. You do not want to go back to school for 5 years. I can promise you don't, and you do not want to get in a bunch of debt. You don't want to create your own product from the ground up, because that's going to basically cause you to go back to school. And it's also going to cause a lot of money and a lot of time. It could take decades before you actually start to make money off of that product. You don't want to build a program from the ground up, because you need a lot of legal work, a lot of things to make sure that people don't sue you for. It's just like almost like paralyzing to read all the things you have to do to really begin to coach people into like a health and fitness, program. So for me, I was like, okay, I need a tool, and I'm telling you, you need a tool that is going to allow you to have a platform to do what you love. Now, I don't know what that looks like for you, but for me, I wanted to love, I wanted to support, I wanted to uplift, I wanted to encourage and teach women how easy this lifestyle could be. That was like my heart. And the thought of doing that laundry list of things made me like quit instantly. And so I looked into a lot of different things, but I ended up landing on a tool called Beachbody. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. I'm not really sure. Maybe you're in my program. But for me, it was the perfect tool. It was perfect. And I'm going to tell you why. I feel like all of them, but I'm going to tell you why Beachbody was the tool for me. And I looked into Plexus. I looked into, what's that vitamin one? Vayaso. I looked into Rodan Fields, because I was just looking for a platform to be able to like encourage and love women, right? That was like important to me, and also to incorporate health in a certain way. But this is why I chose Beachbody, okay? It is a huge company and corporation, enormous. And what that means to you is that they have the funds and they have the means to hire the nutritionists, the trainers, and the doctors to create the amazing programs that work. That's the exact thing that I was trying to avoid, becoming all of those things to create my own, okay? Number two, it's proven. It's proven in the fitness and the business model. And what that means to you is that you can trust that it works. Millions and millions of people have transformed their bodies, and thousands of people do this as their full-time job. me being one of them. Okay. So the business model and fitness model is proven. That was important to me to see that people had done it over and over and over again. Another thing that I really loved about Beachbody is that it encourages a lifestyle change. So like for me, I do not feel like a pill or a vitamin or a drink or a shake or a eye cream. I don't feel like any of those things are going to like make or break you, right? For me, it's everything. And what Beachbody encourages is personal development, which the minute I read that, that was like one of their vital behaviors was personal development. I was like, that's important to me. It encourages nutrition. It encourages fitness. It encourages community. It encourages all the things that I knew were going to keep people with me, because until someone has a lifestyle change, they're not going to stick around. Okay. I'm not going to talk bad about people, or companies or whatever, but that was so important to me. Another thing that I loved about using like a business in a box is that I don't have to deal with any of the crap, for lack of a better word. Okay. And when I say crap, I mean inventory, customer service. Oh my gosh, kill me now. I can say, I'm so sorry, you're gonna have to call customer service because I don't have to deal with it. You don't have to deal with shipping. You don't have to deal with hiring. I mean, you have people that like work on your behalf, but like they're their own responsibility at the end of the day. And another thing that was important to me and that I believe in is that health and wellness is going to be in business forever. America is always going to struggle with health issues. Habits are really hard to break, and people want to be better. And what I felt like genuinely, and I feel like a lot of people, like their stories are that they like used a program and it like changed their life and so now they sell it. But for me, I was like, no, I just need a platform that like I'm already walking the walk. I'm already talking the talk. Like all I have to do is share it, right? That's really all I had to do to build a business. And so I looked into Beachbody. I looked into Shakeology. I started drinking it for a couple of years and really didn't share about it at all because I was kind of like testing things out. And after doing some research, remember when I talked about the enthusiasm that Maggie brought me? The enthusiasm from Maggie, fast forward a couple of years, it was like back all of a sudden. When I grew my knowledge about the program and about Shakeology, and I realized what an actual gold mine this was, and that you cannot find it anywhere else, and that I would have the honor of being able to present it and be so excited and confident in it, I was pumped. I was absolutely pumped about it. And like I said, like my lifestyle didn't change when I became a coach and when I started my business. I literally just shared it and then I had a business. So I got serious about the programs. I got serious about a meal plan. I got serious about nutrition. I got serious about Shakeology. I got serious about helping a couple of people do it. And boom, I had a business. Now, I'm not going to say that it happened overnight, and I'm sure as heck not going to say it happened in 30 days. It was a couple of years really to get my feet under me, to understand it, and to do it in a way that I wanted to do it. I did not want to be like anybody else. And I'm going to tell you why I'm different and how I can help you be different in that as well. So there was a lot of interest when y'all filled out your application or you messaged me. I kind of compiled all of the like interests. A lot of them was like fashion and beauty and encouraging and like all these different like girly things, right? And I'm like, yes, like that is so me. And so that is what I wanted to explain to you is the reason I decided to call myself not a fitness coach, not a nutrition coach, but a wellness coach. Because to me, wellness encompassed everything, right? It encompassed relational wellness, spiritual wellness, self-care, which is like the beauty, the makeup, the fashion, personal development. It encompassed the physical it encompassed everything to me. And so that is what made me even more excited about this platform, because I was able to present it in a way that like I'm just living my life and I'm living it to the best of my ability. And I'm using this program, I'm using these products, and I'm teaching people to do exactly what I'm doing, and I'm making money by doing it. And if you already have a platform of some sort, which we all have platforms, I don't even care who you are, you all, even if it's like your teacher, your platform's in the classroom. If you're a mom, your platform is in your house. We all have platforms, but like to not use that was my bedtime timer, 8:45. It's time for me to go to bed. But we all have platforms to use and to monetize, really, at the end of the day. And then, like, honestly, Beachbody is not for everyone. Multi-level marketing is not for everyone. I am not saying that I have figured it out. I surely have not figured it out. But I feel like I have a little bit of an edge on the new and better way to do it. And that's what a lot of like the course that I'm creating with Loy is about, how to use your platform and influence in a confident way. So whatever your side hustle looks like, whatever your business looks like I want you to be successful. And I want to help you in any way, whether you want to be a Beachbody coach or not, or a wellness coach or not. But if you feel stuck, if you feel like you don't know where to begin, if you feel like you're in a rut, if you feel like you need more, if you feel like your life is going to work, coming home, making dinner, going to bed, getting up, if you feel like your life is just in a routine like that and you just need something more, I'm telling you, this is what you need. And this is why. Because not only are you going to be developing yourself physically and mentally and emotionally and changing your body and your habits, but you're going to help other people do that too. And that is going to give you more purpose and more enthusiasm than you can ever imagine. My dad always says that enthusiasm, it is 90% of selling anything is enthusiasm, and it cannot be put on falsely. And I can sit here and tell you that that is true, because the minute I became enthusiastic, when I started to study Shakeology, when I started to study Beachbody and realize what a legit company it was, I began to have enthusiasm, and then my business grew. It was like a domino effect, and I was like, OMG. 10% is product knowledge. We're getting into sales now. 10% is product knowledge, but 90% is enthusiasm. And that comes, honestly, with just like doing the program. I know there's a couple of people, oh wow, more people have jumped on, but there are a couple of people on here that are on the program, and I can promise you that they are sitting here and they're like so enthusiastic about the program because they've experienced it, and they're like, oh my gosh, like click, light went on. I get it. Like I totally get why this works. So I also wrote down a couple questions. Do we have any chats yet? I wrote down a couple questions that you guys had. Yes, I'm so excited about the sales program. Good. It's not quite ready yet, but I basically I'm taking Loy's knowledge and my knowledge of like MLMs and also social media and also like how to do it online. Like he's an old school sales guy where he like calls and like talks in person. And so I'm helping him like create it in a way of 2018, right? And it's like the perfect mix. It's amazing. He's on a lot of my team calls and he like crushes it. It's awesome. Okay, here's a couple of questions that you guys asked that I'm going to answer. Okay, number one was, I wish I had water. Number one is, do I have to be in shape to be a coach? OMG, you know what is so interesting is that my most successful coaches are the coaches that are in the like worst shape or in the like starting in the beginning. And I know it's because people relate to their journey, right? They look at someone who's like shredded and they're like, I'm never going to get there. Like, why would I, walk with her through the season? She's already at the finish line. I'm at the starting line. I need someone at the starting line with me to walk with me. And the only thing you do need to do is commit to a workout routine, to commit to a nutrition plan, to commit to Shakeology and to personal development. And those are the things you need to be a successful coach. Honestly, having a transformation and going through it with somebody is an advantage. I feel like that's one thing I wish I had, was like a huge transformation. I've always been pretty healthy and active and fit. And so I feel like people don't relate to me in that aspect as well. But I'm telling you, the people who are in the worst shape are the best coaches and they get what that person's going through. They're like, hey, I was literally in your seat 5 days ago. Like, I know exactly what you're feeling and this is how I got through it. And there's so much power in that. Do I have to be outgoing? So a lot of people don't know this about me, but I feel like I am like 90% introvert, which to me means I get my energy from being alone. And that is like nothing but the truth. Okay. Like I recharge by myself. But what's been really cool about my Instagram and what I've learned from my Instagram is that, Beachbody has allowed me to learn so much about this topic of health and wellness and to dive in personal development. And therefore, I literally am just using my Instagram as my classroom where I'm teaching what I have learned, even if it was like that morning. It's like, hey, listen to this podcast and this is what I just learned and what works for me. And it has allowed me to grow confidence in that area. Am I confident in every area? No. If you were to ask me to talk about personal finances on my Instagram, I would rather like go jump in an ice cold pool. I don't know. I would rather just do anything but that. But I've grown so much confidence in this area that I feel like I've earned my outgoingness in that particular area on my Instagram. And it's something that develops over time. But I'm super thankful for it because I do feel like that part of my personality has overflowed into other areas of my life, which is really good for my heart. It makes me feel good about myself. Do I always have to be on my phone? Someone asked that. That's a great question. It's hard. Like, I'm not even going to sit here and tell you it's not hard. But what I have learned is that, like, I shut it down and I designate time in my day to do these vital behaviors that I talk about in my trainings and in the pockets of my day. So there are times on my Instagram, I'm like, hey, I literally have 50 messages right now, but I'm not going to respond until tomorrow. And then I have a time, an hour in my day where I respond to Instagram messages. When that hour is over, I really try to just respond to them the next day. So when I first started, a lot of it was like taking a picture one day. Then the next morning I would write the caption. Then maybe that evening I would edit the picture. And maybe the next morning I would post it. So I would do things in pockets of my day, especially working a full-time job, having to set boundaries and just respect them. And I'm like, hey, Austin, help me shut it down. Okay. It's away. Don't let me pick it up again. Do I have to work this as a full-time job? That's an awesome question. Actually, most people do not do this. Most people do it as a part-time job. I did it for a long time. I only worked like about 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. But as I saw my potential and as my goals grew, I started like really upping my hours and I would work on the weekends because I really wanted to quit my job. I really wanted to do this full time. I saw like the income that I wanted. I saw the vision that I wanted and I just like went for it. So definitely not. People do this all the time. I feel like now I'm at a point where sometimes I work like part-time hours and yet make full-time income. So it's definitely like a time investment in the front end with not as much money, but over time, if you are consistent and you don't give up, that almost kind of flops and it's like #amazing, blessed, whatever. It's awesome. And that's just something to know that it's definitely not like an overnight success. It's the furthest thing from that actually, but it is so worth it. Another question was, will I make you successful? That's so funny. Okay, well, listen, I have a ton of tools. I've just created a brand new training that I'm like doing my videos and editing. It's like 35 days of training that I've put together. I have systems. I have things you can duplicate over and over and over again. But at the end of the day, you have to figure out a way that you are going to do it and that it works for you and be able to put yourself out there. Your effort, your energy, your willingness to do all this and to share your story and to invite people into your story and into your life, that's what's going to make you successful. I cannot grow your following. I cannot grow your influence. You are the only one that can do that. So many people have been successful. I have lots of coaches that are successful through these systems. And all I can say is that it's a proven program. That's the one thing Loy, my dad, has told me, like, hey, if something's proven, if you can prove that it has worked over and over again, then it's true. It's right. And that's all I can say about this, is that it's proven. And so next steps for this is really just to, email me with questions, say yes to just going for it 100%, choosing not to give in, choosing not to give up, and to be consistent. Go through my training. Take it as seriously as you want to, right? It's the same thing with fitness. Like, I give you a program, I give you tools, I give you all the knowledge, but like, at the end of the day, it's up to you to take it as seriously as you want. If you have a platform already, if you have an Instagram, if you have a fashion and makeup or whatever, how can you incorporate this into what you're already doing? Easy. You put a link that is associated with your Coach ID, and people ask you what you're drinking, and you say, here's my link, like, buy it. As people buy it, guess what? You have the choice to walk them through it, or you can put them in my virtual wellness studio and I will help you do it. Like, I carry a lot of weight with the coaches that are part-time or just do a couple hours, every now and then, because this is my job and I love to help them. And so each individual is going to be it's going to look different for everybody. So you're either going to be like, yes, I'm doing this on my own. Like, I'm going all in and doing my own thing and not doing it like Macy's doing it. Guess what? I think that's awesome. That's what I did with my coach. She trained me one way and I said, girl, peace. I'm doing this a different way. She's still my coach and I still look to her and get advice from her, but like, I went my own path. You can either do this in the pockets of your day. You can do this and say, hey, this is going to be my life. Like, I'm going to go for it 100%. I'm not going to stop until I'm making X amount of money. It's totally up to you. So yeah, I really just wanted to share my heart. Do I have any more chats now? Do you have any questions, any thoughts? Are you like, Macy, this is not what I thought that this call was going to be about? No chats. So I just want to encourage you guys to send me a message. Send me an email. And just tell me, be like, hey, I'm in. I want to do this. Or, hey, I want to do this. I want to incorporate it into the life that I already have. Or, hey, I want to just dabble in and see what it's like. Or, hey, I want to do the program. I haven't even done the program and I want to learn what it's about so I can become enthusiastic about something. So that's really all I wanted to share. I hope that was okay. I did it in 30 minutes, which is really good. The training will assist with how we can grow outside of our immediate circle. Oh yeah, girl, yeah. So her question is, it's to everyone. The training will assist with how we can grow outside our immediate circle. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely certain tactics to do that. I know there's a girl in here, Emily Vanderwald. She's like queen Instagram. Her Instagram has grown so fast, it's ridiculous. I have a couple of tactics that I feel like has really helped me. One thing that I have learned and that I have chosen to believe, whether it's like true or not, is that Instagram is not a race, and it can feel that way. And to me, like, growing the genuine people that engage with me and are on Team Macy is so much more important than having 100,000 weirdos. You know what I mean? Like creepy men. That's not the goal here. So I'm going to teach you how to grow genuine, authentic people and how to post in a way. And a lot of that is in the sales course as well. We're not calling it the sales course. I'm just saying that in language to y'all. But like, there are certain ways to post to connect on an emotional level. And if you do it correctly, and if you do it consistently, and if you breadcrumb in certain ways, you're going to do a lot less work and make a lot bigger impact and a lot bigger influence. Yeah, Emily said, amen, girl. It is not a freaking race. It feels like that, but like, this is like, and for me, now I'm just talking. Sorry, I hope this is okay. And for me, like, this is a lifelong thing for me. Like Instagram, this business, my social media, like, I know in my heart that this is like forever, and I'm going to grow it in the most authentic and genuine way that I can. So I'm not going to teach you how to like get 100 people in a week or in a day, like, because I don't believe in that, but I am going to teach you how to long-term authentically grow. Stephanie, what is the cost to be a coach and how do you make money? Great question. So it is $16 a month, but you get 25% off of everything. So if you're like on Shakeology, you're saving like $25 a month, I think, even with paying the $16 a month. And I make money so I make immediate money through commissions. So when people buy something, I make a commission off of them. So for each Shakeology, I think I make like $40. No, I think it's either 40 or 30. Mary Alice, can you tell me how much it is? I can't remember. But if you think about it, like my goal is to have people consistent. And so if I have a couple hundred people buying Shakeology every month, it adds up over time. But that's the key. It's over time. And then after you make like straight commission from things, you start to build your team. And now, if I were to sign you up as a coach and you did nothing, I would make zero money off of you. But if I signed you up as a coach and I taught you how to run your business and you were running your business really well, you would build up team volume, which therefore I would then make commission off of your team volume. So that's what's great. Like I have people working on my behalf. It's not a time for money thing for me anymore. Like for my sister, for example, she makes amazing money. She's a PA in dermatology. She works part-time. It's like ridiculous. She makes great money. However, she gets paid by the client, by the patient. So if she only gets 20 patients a day, her full schedule is like 40 patients a day, right? If she only gets 20, she's only making half amount of money that she should be making with the 40 patients a day. So her time directly equals money. But over time, like right now, it will be opposite, right? You'll spend a lot more time and make a lot less money by being a coach, like starting out. But as you continue and you're continuing and being consistent, it starts to kind of shift. If that makes sense, I don't know. But commission is the most immediate way, and it's the best. Does that answer your question, Stephanie? Coaching has made me more accountable. That's for dang sure. Oh my gosh. I love it because I want to do better for myself and for my family. That is so true. Like if you are struggling with accountability, be a coach because it's important to look like you take care of yourself if you want other people to take care of yourself. That has really helped me too, for sure. Will your sales program be focused on Beachbody only? No, it will not. It will be focused. I can't ask this offline if it's too off topic. No, you're totally fine, Katie. She asked, will your sales program be focused on Beachbody only or any potential side hustle? It's for anything. I'm going to help other people market their product and talk about their product in a way that that connects with other people emotionally. Am I like not biased, but I am more knowledgeable of Beachbody. And so it will probably, like when I talk about it to y'all and like my team, I will definitely talk about it about Beachbody more. But if I talk about it with somebody who's not with Beachbody, I'll talk about it in a way that relates to them better. This is training at our own pace or set times. So I'm making it to where it's at your own pace. It used to be set times every week, but I'm doing pre-recorded videos for that exact reason. I'm going to check in with you and see where you're at. I'm going to have certain homeworks that you're going to turn in and all of that, and you can do it at your pace. But yeah, $35 to $40 depends on Challenge Pack. Okay, so yeah, Stephanie, we make $35 to $40 depending on what people buy. Like if they buy Shakeology Challenge Pack, like the 80-Day Obsession program, we made more commission because you're buying pre-workout and it's a more expensive package, so you make more. And that 80-Day Obsession, I swear it has boomed my business so much because you're buying multiple products, right? And people love them. Like I'm the same way. Like I just ordered like stock on stock on stock because I can't get enough of it. So, I mean, it's amazing. And it's like things that people love and want to have. It's not something that you even really have to sell. Do you have a monthly call with your coaches? Yes, or multiple touch-base sessions with them. Also, do you have to sit a certain amount of sales? Okay, I have a weekly call with my team. It's on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. It's recorded, and I send it if you can't make it. But like I will say, hey, these are a few things you need to work into your week. One of them is a Monday call that is also recorded. It's like a Beachbody network-wide call, my team call, and then you need a 1 hour power hour, I would say, a day for your business. And I teach you how to do your power hour. So we'll have touch-based sessions. If you are ready to sign up to be a coach, we'll have a one-on-one Zoom call like this and talk about like your goals, what exactly you want. So I know how to walk with you and push you and encourage you. And you do not have to hit a certain amount at all to stay a coach. Honestly, a lot of people are discount coaches because you save it's cheaper to be a coach than a customer. But it's because if you're using the product, you enjoy the product, you're seeing results, you're loving what you're doing, you're crazy not to at least just like share it with your friends and family. Maybe you're not like me, like Instagram storying 24/7, but maybe you Instagram story 2 times a day and share just a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it's totally up to you. We meet weekly, Mary Alice. Did you reach out to people when you started or let people kind of ask you what you were doing? That's a great question. I did a mixture. It was really hard for me to reach out to people. It's important. It depends on the platform that you already have. But like, I start with the people that I love and that love me. That's where I started. My family, my close friends, like extended family. And it was more of like hey, I need you to be almost like a poster child, like an example for me. I need you to follow this exactly, and I need to get a testimony from you as a favor. You know what I mean? And then once I started getting some testimonies, once I started getting some before and after pictures, my whole testimony highlight really, 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 really helps. And then as I just continue to talk about on Instagram, it's so crazy. Anybody who says no to me, I swear I have a 98% rate. I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but if I go back and look at my records, like I would say 98% of people end up coming back and saying yes, just from being consistent on Instagram stories. So it starts with asking like the people that you love. But a lot of times people are like, dang, you look good. Like, what are you doing? What are you using? Tell me about it. And you share. And I talk about how to talk about Beachbody. Like, this is all in the training, but how to talk about Beachbody, how to not feel salesy, how to just share what you're doing, not selling what you're doing, because that's all you're doing is sharing. You're welcome. Good questions. Emily, for you, I think it'd definitely be more people asking what you're doing just because of your platform that you've already built and you're already like talking about it and blogging about it. So that's kind of what it would be for you, I think. It just depends on everybody's situation. And I teach how to invite, how to talk to people, how to make it feel natural and normal. I mean, I talk through all of that in the training. Yeah. She says that's amazing because you've never seen sales like at all, which I love. Yeah, no. I cannot be that person. It's super hard for me. Is there a minimum amount of time you're required to be a coach? I'm going to say no. I don't really understand that question, so I'm going to say no. Is there a minimum amount of time? Okay, like, do you have to be it for a year before you cancel? No. Sorry, I had to think about that. No, you do not. You can cancel anytime. But girl, don't be thinking that way already. I'm going to call you out. Don't be excusing already. I'm totally just kidding. Yeah, I'm hardcore. I don't mess around. I'm just kidding. I'm not that hardcore. I push you as much as you want to be pushed. We'll just say that. Nobody pushed me. My coach was like, do what you want. And I was like, I'm doing this. And it's so crazy. Like, when I was talking to my dad when I first started this, I'm about to read that, Stephanie. Hold on. When I first started this, he looked at me and he was like, because I was like, Dad, I want to do this. Like, I know I can be successful. He was like, look at me. He like made me look at him. He's like, do you know that you can do this? And I was like, yes, there's not a doubt in my mind. Like, I can do this. He's like, okay, let's do it. Like, he just needed me to like decide that before I went for it. And ever since then, like, I've not even doubted for 1 second that I was going to be successful at this. But I made that decision with him, years ago, and I haven't looked back. Like, it really is a mindset of like, I'm going to freaking crush it, When is the training going to be, and will there be a cost? Like, is it going to be on Thursdays at 8, for example? Your family support system is so amazing. Listen, I can't even tell you. My family is everything. Okay, so the training is going to be at your own pace. So I'm doing like pre-recorded videos, and I'm basically like, I have it all. I've done like a test run almost, and I'm going to record and send as I do them. I've got like 3 or 4 in the bank right now, and I'm going to put them in I think Vimeo. I can do like a password protected video. I just don't want I've worked really hard on these, and I just don't want like anybody and everybody to take them, So I got to figure out that system and how that's going to look like, but it's going to be at your own pace. So, but our team calls are on Wednesdays at 7 in Zoom calls like this. And it's different every week. It's either training or encouragement. Maybe it's interactive when we talk about what's going on or what our plan is for each like month or whatever. Did you find that your success/following grew steadily from when you started? No. I'll explain in a minute. How did you handle the skeptics or people who were not supportive of this type of business? Girl, that is so funny that you just asked me that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my success, I felt like it was slow, maybe not to other people, but like I hustled a lot before I felt like I even started, which I regret. I regret not just like, I felt like I wasn't ever ready, and that really messed me up because you're never going to be ready, to be honest. Like, you're just not. So I wish I started even though I wasn't ready. So for me, like, I worked really hard and did a lot of research before I even like quote launched. But remember, I had no guideline. Like, I was doing this from scratch, learning it for myself, if that makes sense. But as long as I was consistent, that's where the growth kind of happened, just being consistent and having people that loved it, and like genuinely taking every single like client or person that I had and making sure they had a great experience and training them well and teaching them well. How did you handle the skeptics of people who were not supportive? Okay, so let's see. I feel like we're just having like a little slumber party over here. Okay, so it's so funny that okay, so let me back up. One of my best friends ever, like since birth, okay? This is not someone who's like, oh, we were friends in 7th grade and we were like on and off. Literally since the womb, we have been friends. And like a year ago, she unfollowed me on my business Instagram, and it like crushed me. Like, I would get teary-eyed when I thought about it. Like, because to me, unfollowing was not supporting anymore. Like, okay, those were the two things. And it crushed my soul, crushed me. But then I listened to a podcast, and it was about friends, and it was about what people think, and it was about how to handle it. And basically, he said, actually, I'm going to read something now that I'm sitting here. He said, friends are going to be in seasons, okay? You will always have different friends all the time. And what they think and what, honestly, they're jealous at the end of the day. Hold on, I'm going to read you this thing that is going to be a part of our training. You guys are going to get a little, okay, there's 3 types of people. Are you guys ready for this? 3 types of people. Number 1, there's spectators. Number 2, there are losers. And number 3, there are winners. This is from a book that's going to be a mandatory reading for everybody. 85% of people are spectators. They're critiquing you, but they're doing nothing on themselves. Okay? If they're in the game, they like don't have it. They watch life happen. They avoid doing what you're doing because they don't want to get hated on as well. And they fear winning because winning carries the responsibility of hard things, right? The responsibility of like doing good things in life. Then there are losers. Losers don't do anything. They're negative. They have poor self-esteem. They'd rather be someone else. And you spot them by the way they criticize others, aka the haters, okay? And then the third people are the winners. They seem to get what they want from life. They set and achieve goals. They are, true winning is more than just one's personal pursuit and taking the potential that you were born with and using it towards a goal that makes you happy, and you're not a whiner. So for me, when I get a hater, I'm like, they are a freaking loser and a spectator, and they are losing it life. Like, it doesn't even faze me because I am a winner. Like, I'm in the winner category and I'm like blinders on. I don't mess around. And also, if you are a hater, you are blocked via social media. You know what I mean? Like, I can't have any of that. It's truly a mindset, and I'm not even answering your question. I'm just rambling, but I just have gotten to a point where I'm like constantly filling myself with positive things and positive mindset and positive personal development that like, it's almost just like, oh my gosh, you're crazy to be a spectator and to sit on the sideline. But guess what? Like, I can't control them. So why would I be upset about what they think, you know? Hold on, wait. That's where I feel I'm at, feeling like I'm not ready, but still have a motivated fire to do it anyways. Yeah, you cannot wait until you're ready because you will never. I still am not ready. Like, I still don't know sometimes I'm like, actually, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like taking it one step at a time. This was my first time doing a call like this. Did I feel ready for it? No, I'm just like, who cares? I'm just going to do it. I mean, 25 people, what else? Just go for it. Is there a start date, or can I sign up to be a coach whenever? I'm currently doing the 80-day obsession and want to complete that before I decide to do what's next. Okay, I totally get that that's something that you may want to do. However, the best time, my business blew up when I was sharing my experience with 80-day obsession. And this is why you need to do it now. Because when there is a hot program and when you're seeing results and you're feeling amazing, that is when people are interested, and that's when the fire's hot, and that's when people are going to say, what are you doing? And if you don't have something to offer them, don't want to say you're screwed, but you're kind of screwed because guess what? They're going to go somewhere else. I'm not like openly taking new people, but if someone messages me on Instagram, you better believe I'm going to figure out a way to make it work because I don't want them to go somewhere else. I want them to stay with me. And so if you are doing something that is working for you and that you're enjoying, you need to start it now. There's no start date. We're gonna set up. I'm thinking Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm gonna try to set up Zoom calls with new coaches. So that's like totally up to you. But my advice and my guidance would be to do it right now. If you're doing your program, you enjoy it, you got to do it because that's when it'll blow up. Preach. I don't know what Stephanie was saying. Preach to, but that totally makes sense. Yeah. So, and I think a lot of coaches would say that like, oh, when 1 Day Fix came out, or like when this came out, or that Insanity came out, that's when it all like blew up for me. It's because the program is hot and people are watching you and they're watching you change your bodies and change your mindset and learn how to eat. And I think what's good, Kat, is to be like, hey, like, this is my first time doing this, but this is what I'm learning. This is my experience with it. This is what I'm feeling. Like, it almost needs to be your diary of your experience in 80-day obsession. Because guess what? You're going to like forget it. Oh yeah. Preach to the losers, spectators and winners. Yeah. Y'all just got a little hint of our training. It's going to be it's like gold. It is gold. I told Dad we're going to be the new Dave Ramsey and Rachel Cruz. If y'all know who they are. He's like, I don't know about that. Going off that, what does Beachbody come out? Oh yeah, a new one is launching next week. So which I'm not doing right now, just because it's probably not smart, but it's something called 2B Mindset. So it's not a workout program. It's only a mindset of the way to eat. So it's really good for like emotional eaters, people who can't necessarily control what they eat. It's like supposed to teach them a mindset. There's no containers, you're not counting calories, you're not counting portions. So you can buy it starting next week, and I'm going to buy it and look into it. But I just love the way I'm eating right now so much. It's really hard for me to like skirt in the other direction. Like 2B Mindset, I think they like tell you like to have more cheat meals and like to have alcohol and like it's okay and have what your body is telling you to have, and which is awesome, but I'm just like in such a good place. It's hard for me to like skirt over to the other side, if that makes sense. But I will eventually. I just want to get to a point where I feel good about my other little pots on the stove, if you know what I mean. Any other questions? These are all such good questions. I know I just went off on such a tangent. Yeah. And I know, do I promote it? Do I promote the to be mindset? Is that what you're asking? Or will I promote it? Is that what you're asking? So if that's what you're asking, what I just send an email. Well, I'll kind of answer what I think you're asking. Like, will I promote to be mindset? For sure, when I feel like I know it. But here's the thing about my following, which I feel really, really good about, is it's not a ton of people who are already doing Beachbody, right? It's like girls like my age into, for the most part, into things that I like. Okay. So the people who follow me, I feel like they may not won't know about 2B Mindset. I don't know. If someone were to email me and be like, hey, I've heard about 2B Mindset before. Do you know much about it? You better believe I'm going to like research it, buy the crap out of it and research it so I can share it. Right now, I feel like I'm a pro at 80 Day Obsession. Like when it comes to meal plans, I understand it so well. And so I'm so confident when I talk about it. And I really like getting to this point at a program. And it takes me a while to get there. And like that's a perfect example of not feeling ready. Like when I did my first round of 80 Day Obsession, I hadn't done it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, this is what I think is happening, but we're just going to figure it out on our own. So 2B Mindset, I will look into it. I will learn about it, and then I will promote it even before I have done it, because I'm just like that. I think it's better. I think people like going through something with you better than anything. Personally, that's my opinion. It's because it's deeper than I originally thought. Does she mean, do you promote it even if you aren't actively doing it? For sure. So when it comes to like what I promote, okay, here's my thing, and I'm going to be super transparent here with you, okay? Do I make money on Beachbody workouts? No. That it is so cheap to have Beachbody on demand. Like, what is it? Like $30 a year? I don't even know. It's so cheap. I make like hardly anything. What I make money off of is products, is supplements, is Shakeology, is all of that. And so for me, if you are doing Shakeology and you're doing pre-workout or any of that, you are my client. I don't care if you do Orange Theory. I don't care if you do CrossFit. I don't care what workouts you do. What I care about is your nutrition, and I care about your supplements. So I kind of promote like, hey, I want you to be happy in your workouts because I think that's really important that you enjoy what you do. Like right now, I have made some friends. I feel like I haven't had like girlfriends in a while. In a while, just because I've been like hustling so hard. I've made a couple of friends at the gym, and that has been really good for my heart. And so it's important for me to have that girl time in the morning with just a couple of girls and work out with them. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And I've been leading them through 80 Day Obsession workouts. It's been kind of fun. But like I teach the nutrition and I teach how to use supplements, because I think if your nutrition is off, it doesn't matter what you do. It's going to cancel out all the workouts that you do. So that's kind of how I look at Beachbody and how I promote it and how I make money. The books that I meant, so Start is by Jon Acuff. It's like start and then it says punch fear in the face. And that's how I like said, screw it, I'm doing it. And then Start with Why is also a really, really good book. I've had my team read that one time. What book did you state you read about the 3 different people? That's going to be a mandatory reading for my sales course. I honestly can't remember the name. It's like something about winning. I can't remember. I'll let you know. I can't remember. Like when a new program comes out, do people reach out to you because they know you're a coach? I'm going to type my thoughts out clearly because I've made this in a more complicated thing. So I'm not clearly a Beachbody coach like on social media, and I do that on purpose because that's called curiosity marketing. So basically my goal is to like, I always say like get in the inbox. So I want people to message me and say, hey, what do you do? Or hey, like tell me about your shake. And my response to, and this is all in the training, but my response to them would be like, oh my gosh, like, tell me about you. Like, what are you eating? What is your current fitness routine? What are you struggling with? Like, I want them to talk to me 70%, and I want to talk to them 30%. So once they tell me what's up with them, I say, hey, this is what I use. This is the tool that I use. This is what I think that you need. And this is what it all comes with. Da, 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 da. But if I just shared what I did, I'd probably like, nobody would message me. You know what I mean? No one would even give me the chance to have a conversation with them. So it's important that I keep it curious. There's a method to it. I teach you all of this. It's all good stuff. And also, like, for me, this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm done. For me, like, Beachbody is not my brand on purpose, because what happens if Beachbody goes away one day? It totally could. Facebook could go away. Instagram could go away. What happens if all of it disappears? I would have no business. The only thing that I can rely on is me. And so personally, I am the brand. Like, that is the only like longevity that I have is me. Emily, you'll be so proud. I just got my first sponsored like post with a watch. But guess what? If I was like Queen Beachbody all over Instagram, this would have never happened. You know what I mean? Like, I need to be I need to be like versatile so that I can do things with other people. You know what I mean? To have like a bigger brand. And so I teach you how to do this, because I'm not like Queen Beachbody. I believe in the products. I believe in Shakeology. But like, do I think it's the end all be all? No. But I think it's a great platform. And I do think it's probably the best platform if you need a business in a box. It is going to cost us to do these trainings. No. My coach training comes with being a coach. Now, Loy's training, I'm not really sure, because it's not mine technically. It's his content. So I'm not really sure how that's going to work. But like my personal like coach trainings are my like 40 videos that I'm doing. That comes with everything. And this is like getting into details into training right now, but y'all are asking, so I'm going to answer. Again, I wanted this to be just like super chill. I feel like it was. Okay, cool. Well, girls, I hope that was helpful, and I hope that you have either a fire under you to start something or to start with me. Whatever that looks like, I only want success for everyone. I just want people to feel genuine enthusiasm, because that has been a game changer for me. So email me, reach out to me with any questions if you're ready to set up a call, if you're ready to kind of just start on this journey. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon, hopefully. Bye.